Welcome to another episode of Pear Tree Ranchin. We're finishing up the Problem Horse series with Cisco, the formerly known as the rearing and flipping over horse. And in the last session today, what we'll be doing is his owner, Vicki, is hopefully going to do everything. I'm just going to sit out here in a chair. If only I had a margarita, it would complete the wonderful day. And we'll get her loaded up and headed home. Vicki, how are you feeling today?
Feeling good.
Okay, you excited?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's get started. Okay, so we got our hackamore on. So what we're gonna do, Vicki's gonna go through the warm-up that we've been teaching her, using that bare minimum of groundwork that I like to use as a foundation, something to get started with. She'll warm up with that. She's got her saddle on. He's brushed up, ready to go. We got lots going on. I got a new AC unit going in on the house. Yippee! So there might be some noise in the background. We've got all sorts of horses getting ready to go home at the end of this 4-week block. And it's going to be an adventure as I head out on the road, do some ranching on the road. So let's take a peek at Miss Vicki. Very good. Very good.
I'll do it again.
Yes, and so when that noggin comes up, we just kind of keep playing. Like there, he stayed longer, and then you would watch his eyes. How starey are they? He's blinking a little bit, and then he kind of comes up for air, right? And he comes back, and he wants to look around. The ears go back, right? He hears the dog, he hears stuff. But see how he just changed his mind? And he went, wait a minute, I know what I ought to be doing. I ought to be head down and relaxing. Okay, so he's starting to have that auto-correct. I tease, our phones do it, how come our horses can't? Okay, and they can, and you just saw him start to do that. Super. So from there, you could choose the circle or the sideways or some backing or the rope behind the horn. And the order nowadays doesn't really matter so much. You can add a little variety by changing that up on him, but the biggest thing is that we check each of those things. That's our measuring stick to see how is he feeling, where is he at, and it warms up the body, gets him prepped for us to then get on there, so we don't have any surprises. Very good. We love how he walked. He didn't rush off. You could bring him to you and rub on him so that he knows that that was awesome. You could ask him to trot. Like there's lots of options there. Okay. And if he gets worried about something going on, there you go. We lift to interrupt that and just go, hey, no big deal. Just come check in. There. Perfect. Yes, very good job. Yeah, we love that. Nice work. Very, very nice. Super job. What a great start. Hey guys, quick pull you away from your scheduled programming of our Problem Horse series. If you want more full-length training, step-by-step, all the inside stuff, that's not on YouTube, that's on Patreon. You can go over and check out patreon.com/Pear Tree Ranch. Get signed up there. There's a couple of different tier levels, and we're also starting to do giveaways there where you get in, I give a challenge, you do the challenge, upload your video, all that information is on Patreon, how to do that, how to get entered to win. We got some great prizes there. And that gives you not only the support you need to achieve your goals, but the motivation and the goals that you can pick and choose through those challenges to participate and play along. So let us help you. Go check out patreon.com/Pear Tree Ranch. Now, back to your regular scheduled programming. Okay, so you could go from there to the canter and work your way up to that, or you can set up for the sideways and come back to the center for the canter. Does that make sense? Okay, so you can kind of pick and choose and change it up and go, well, that was great progress on the circle. We could change gears and do something different. That keeps them from anticipating or just going, yeah, we're just doing this so we can get to the cantering part. Okay, and we don't need him to have any extra help of getting himself a bit excited. Good. Super. Now, when we get this nice rhythm and flow, we can kind of stop and rub on him. And then in the next go, I want you to challenge him a little bit by, once he gets going, waving that stick around a little bit over the head. Just up and down. So it's on a trajectory. It's not getting any closer to him. It's just like the noise of the drill going on in the background. It's just noise. That makes sense? Like that drill startled him that little bit. And this noise, so we want to keep practicing, finding little ways to see, can we startle you? Ah, you're silly. I got you. And then he starts playing back. He's like, you're just being silly again, aren't you? And we're like, daggone it. I can't trick you ever. Okay. So you could let him work a little bit further away, let that rope get longer, and then you could just wave that stick straight up and down. Like that. Perfect. See how he kind of went, what was that? And then he looks. Now see how he read the situation? He goes, oh, that wasn't about me. And he just put his head back down to go back to it. What we're looking for is the goal of, we don't ever really want to have that startle in there. Like, see how he did it less? He came up for air, went, what's going on? Oh, you're just being weird again. Beautiful. And we'll just pepper that in. You can do it on the circle. You can do it here. And the biggest thing is, make sure that when you wave the flag, it is not in a trajectory or a path that it is going to run into him. That's how he knows that we're being honest of when we want him to do something or not. Okay? So now you could change it up. You could pick up the flag, bring it towards him with a little more intensity, like you wanted him to trot a little bit. And he doesn't have to trot. You could just look for a little faster sideways. But eventually, I do build up the horses to trotting sideways down the fence. Okay, so that way he reads the difference of, okay, this is energy coming towards you, let's move. This is energy not coming towards you, don't worry about it. There. And you could just pick up the stick and push it towards like his ribs and hip a little bit. There, see, we want to practice that so until it doesn't mean get startled or worried. Okay, it's not a problem that he did it. That's why we're doing groundwork first. It's only a problem if we release on that. So bring it to him again. Okay. There, see, now he just crossed his feet a little harder. And he's looking to find a little more lateral. There, that little bit of worry with the head up. We'd want to try to have something going on until he doesn't want to be there. He kind of quickly went, oh, wait, just put my head down, and figured it out on his own. Okay. And so all the time we're juggling, keeping him challenged to stay present and not just going through the motions to read the difference. Now you could wave it over your head and walk slower and see if he doesn't realize, okay, cool, that wasn't coming towards me. Doesn't mean I got to do anything. And then you might change it, start bringing it towards him. And he goes, oh, okay, now I got to move a little faster. There, see the difference? Like he went, oh, just move a little more. Perfect. I'd stop right there, bring him to you, and rub him. Very nicely done. Okay, so she just went the other direction, and it was super. And now we're getting ready to go to the canter. And the big part about breaking this up again is we don't want him to make assumptions about the routine where he just starts taking over. We want to keep him connected and checking in, reading the situation to understand what's going on. So, very good progress. That's it. Super job. And then we'll go the other way. Yeah, good. That's right. Don't let him take over. And you can jiggle that rope at him. There you go. Just lift your stick. Step forward and into him. If he starts to crowd you, there you go. I like the progression of pressure to sound like musical notes. Okay, da, 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 that it just builds smooth and easy. Same thing when the horse goes from the walk to the trot to the canter, so that we don't ever get it goosey. Great job. Okay, so of course I give the best speeches, talks when I turn the camera off, but that's kind of the part of the in-person and fun. So what we just shared with Vicki is the idea of using all these pieces like numbers, okay? So if you have stand still, relax with your head down, walk, trot, canter on a circle, relax with your head down, sideways down the fence, relax with your head down, backing, relax with your head down, and horse burpees. There's kind of 5 exercises. And you could add some more things to that, but those cover the 5 body parts: nose, neck, shoulder, ribs, hip, in 8 different directions. Stand still, forwards, backwards, right, left, up, down, stand still. Okay, at a walk, a trot, a canter, eventually a gallop, and back up. Using those different combinations, so musical notes, there's 7 notes. All the songs that exist out there is just those notes in different combinations. And when we can understand that with our horses, we're just working on those 5 body parts, 8 directions at the 5 speeds, depending on if you have a gaited horse or not. That changes it up a little bit. So she's going to go through, you can see she's doing horse burpees now, and then back to some sideways, and then maybe some more walk, trot, canter. And with all the kind of excitement and the pressure of, ooh, last day, he's just that little bit of tension. And if we just take our time, so while I was yakking, his head just started to come down, come down, come down, come down. And this is what we need from that horse. So it's a feeling we can get on our insides to feel, oh yeah, that horse is ready. But we want to have something external that we can compare it to. That's the idea of the bare minimum being a checklist or a measuring stick for how is the horse feeling. Very good. Yes. Yes. Super. Yep. Good. I like him wanting to come on back, but I like being able to room him ahead. And then you'll kind of get where you'll hold the gas pedal just enough to hold the canter. Can't let all the way off the gas. And it's an internal gas pedal that we want to hold. It's kind of like holding your breath, but you're breathing. There's that tension in your diaphragm. Okay, so we got our hackamore on. We are on. I have stayed out of the round pen the whole time. Look at you doing great. Okay, so remember, turning fixes forwards and backwards. We're going to focus on inside leg and inside rein to push the bend and relaxation into his body. And take our time. Very great job. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, so like there, when he's wanting to look over his left shoulder, you just lift that right rein, and that just tips his nose. And I would tip his nose till you really can see it. Even more than you think. There, see how that you hung in there and then that head dropped? It's not about staying on the rail at this point, it's about getting the yield. Okay. So he had to make that turn. It wasn't about the shoulder, ribs, and hip. That was about nose and neck relaxing. And so we don't worry about where we're riding at this moment. We just worry about going nose, neck. Then we can get the shoulder, ribs, and hip. Because there's a way to ride with his nose bent and this leg, and you can use your knee and your lower leg to ride ahead and my hips. So I can ride up here, have his nose and neck bent, but ride him straight through the shoulders. Okay? And that would be like a shoulders in if we're doing dressage. We don't need to worry about that yet. That was the important thing to feel. And then you can go, hey, by the way, could we do that? Okay? Now, we want to try to be careful about two reins doing things at the same time. So you can get them to bend, set this rein down. You can still hold it, but it's not active. And then you can take the outside rein to put it up here so he has room to go. You're actually got him bent and leading him up there with the outside rein just opens forward. Okay?
So you're going to talk me through that if I don't do it right?
I will talk you through it. Okay, so reach down that right rein a little further. There you go. Lift it up. Just hang in there. Just hold it up. Doesn't matter where you're going. We're waiting for the nose and neck. And your legs can kind of keep riding him. There's head comes down. So now set that on. Hold the rein though. A little bit shorter. There. Now, once his nose comes back, lift it. Don't lead it. There. Now set that on your thigh.
Isn't that going to like...
Nope. See how he's there? Now put your right leg on. And you're gonna there, and that starts driving him forward. Now, the left hand, just hold that position. The left hand can push forward like you're gonna hand me the rein. There you go. And then use your legs to ride him like you're gonna hand me that left rein. There, felt that was it right there. That was the step. One step of it is all you need to feel.
Okay.
Okay? And then you just give him the space and just let him go. There, perfect. And he stretches and relaxes. Perfect. We're just going to adjust this Makati for him, and we're going to look at tying this clove hitch. So this is the tail. I'm going to take the tail, put it under. So it's underneath, and it just sets on. Then you're going to take the tail, you're going to put it under. Okay, when you look at that, the lead rope part comes out one way and the tail part comes out the other.
Okay.
That's a clove hitch. Okay, and we want this to have just enough droop that he can get his head down, but not so much that he could put a foot through it. Okay, and I like when I set my reins down that it hangs just below it. So that way if I put my hand down here, I don't get any interference with this underneath it. Okay, but it's not so long that he could step a foot in. Okay, little knot 101 clove hitches. Okay, you ready? Yeah, there, see? That's the feel right there. And then your legs could just come on. And when we're putting our legs on right here, we're really, because the nose and neck went forward, we're really encouraging the shoulders to step a bit. In the future, we want to ride the hind leg forward. The engine is from behind. We can hear that a lot of times when we're talking about training horses, and that's true. However, in the beginning here, foundationally, if I go nose, neck, shoulder, the ribs and hip will follow. That gets them relaxed. Then I can start to drive him from behind. That's been my experience, and that helps us stay a little more sequential and baby bites and chunks versus if you get to trying to ride the hind leg forward, but the brace is all in the nose, neck, shoulder, that's how you get a horse rearing and going in the air. Okay. So if we do this, we get the front end out of the way, then we can start bringing the hind end forward. Beautiful. Now, again, we've talked about it a lot. We're going to reward this a ton. Yep. So he's a little paw, and we just feel, we go, okay, good. We're not going to let him get to going down. But that is that combination of he's doing that little paw because he's really relaxing. And he's like almost that so relaxed he wants to lay down. And we just kind of hover at that line. We be mindful of it. But this helps him get his body relaxed and his mind relaxed. Then you start riding him with a little more life, and he has enough life he doesn't lay down, but we don't get rid of this relaxation that we have in the front end. Okay? There you go. So you can ask for a little livelier walk, just like we did on the sideways, right? You asked him for a little bit more. There, like that's it right there. And then when he gets there, if you just bring the leg on right as he hits that there, the hind leg steps further and further. So now as he steps, the hind legs are almost touching the front leg as he's stepping. He's stepping into his track. Good. And let's head off to the left. Good. And then just ask him to be a little livelier, a little faster. Yep. There. Little more now. Good. Little more now. There. And that's when we start flirting with, okay, cool. It wouldn't be a bad time to think about flirting with the trot. Right? Flirting is not marrying, but we can just kind of approach and retreat that. And by, again, staying that lively, we don't lose his attention, but we don't overdo it and get him bothered. Perfect. Yeah. And as you go here, that nose in position that we worked on, you can hold that rein till he brings his nose to the left and drops his head. Okay? And by using that one rein to do that, we don't make him feel too wadded up. We've worked a ton to prep him for that, and you might just have to ride your legs a little stronger. Okay? There, the head starts to come in, and we find that little more relaxation. Okay? And let's head off to the right. I wouldn't go too long there. He's just flirting strong enough with that man. He's like, I might lay down. I'm feeling real good. Dick's got this all fluffy and raked, perfectly watered from the rain. There you go. A little more. And you can reach down that rein this much further. There you go. And then you just sit back and hold it up. See, you're not pulling, but it also doesn't let his nose go out as easy. Feel the difference in the spring of that step there? Okay. There comes the head. Yeah. And all the way to the trot. Doesn't matter where he goes, as long as he starts to trot. Okay? Because again, we're not trying to ride the rail. We're just trying to ride him to a trot, relax. Yep, a little more. Little more. Yeah, you're doing great. There you go. Okay, now a little faster. Good, a little faster. Good, a little faster. Yeehaw! 3, 2, 1, come on down. Beautiful work. Super job. Perfect. Yep, and then we'll just set up for the other way. Ah, we're talking. See that flexion that you're getting in that nose? Super job. Okay? Yep, there it is. And then the legs, you just ride them ahead. Very good. And a little faster. Good. And a little faster. And a little faster. Yeehaw! 3, 2, 1, come on down. Super. Very good. So, by riding him a little faster, a little faster, a little faster, we never said trot, canter. That can be very harsh and get them startled. So we just do da 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 da, and the horse kind of goes, actually, it's going to be a little easier for me to just kind of go to the next gate. And this is a way that we can build them up without jamming them up there. So, let's go in. We'll chat to Vicki, talk about what she feels, kind of final of her experience, and then we're going to send them on home. Okay, what do you think?
He's come a long way.
You did great work. You did a lot.
You did good.
You did a lot. So, we started slow and easy. A lot of times we talk about, what I've seen is it seems like, gosh, it's going so slow at the beginning. It's an exponential curve, not a linear curve, and we just let that slow and easy and build, and then all of a sudden it just takes off. And hopefully you guys have got to see that through watching this. Vicki, hopefully you've got to see, you've been here every week and seeing that progress and those blocks. And, you know, I've said this to you a few times. I think your feel of and for him is really good. The way you present your pressure and the way you recognize when he's making the change. And that is really going to allow you guys to have a lot of success. And we're going to get them taken care of so they have a nice riding hackamore to take home, and we'll keep riding them in that versus going to the bridle yet. And then I'm hitting the road for the rest of the summer. When I get back in the fall, Vic, you'll be able to come back, check in, show me your progress, and go from there. So, feeling good?
Feeling good.
Awesome. Really proud of you, and we're really proud of you. All right, if you enjoy what we're doing, we appreciate you hitting that thumbs up. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you learned through the whole process. This has been a great series. I've really enjoyed doing it. This was a great example of a horse that really wasn't that difficult, but did have some extreme behaviors that could be really dangerous if we weren't careful. And we appreciate you being here. If you want to get subscribed, you can click here. And if you want to see another video, you can click here. We'll see you next time. Oh,